In today's video, we check out a very confusing Gibson custom shop guitar. This is the Gibson Les Paul DC in Cobra Burst. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. Hello guys, welcome back to Squealing Pig Guitars, the home of luxury drum machines here in Nottingham, England. My name is Ben Keightley, and today we're looking at a very confusing Gibson custom shop Les Paul. You may have heard of this model. It's the Gibson Les Paul DC figured in Cobra Burst, and these guitars have been kind of popping up over the last 10 years. We first saw this model in the 2000s period where they were doing trans finishes on flamed tops DC models with humbuckers. But this is the more recent Gibson Les Paul special version with a figured top, and it's from the custom shop. But before we get into today's video, make sure to go down on this video and hit the like button and subscribe if you're new to this channel. We've got some really exciting stuff happening this year in 2025, so make sure to be subscribed if you want to be a part of it. But let's get on with the video. So before we have a look at the specs of this Gibson Les Paul DC, let's have a quick talk about its history. So personally speaking, I do think this is quite a confusing Gibson Les Paul DC. So this guitar is obviously based off a Les Paul Junior or Les Paul kind of special DC model, and typically them guitars would have P90s, which gives them their own kind of USP, it's their own kind of niche in the market. But Gibson have put a flame top on it and added custom buckers, which makes it a little bit weird in my opinion. I don't really know who these guitars are for, and obviously today we'll try and find that out. Don't know if it's a clean guitar, if it's a punk guitar, if it's a rock guitar, if it's a shredder. The finish looks like a shredder guitar, but it's also quite classic, so it's kind of hitting all areas. It's definitely a new model, but I think they should have gone with P90s on this one, if I'm being completely honest, and therefore it has that classic kind of Les Paul DC shape. But let's not judge it too quickly. Yes, it's a confusing guitar. Yes, it's a little bit unorthodox. So let's take it to the tech room and have a closer look at this Les Paul DC. So guys, I'm in the tech room now on the workbench ready to show you this beautiful Les Paul Cobra Burst. So let's open up the case. So here we are. As you can see, we have a very different style of lifting case here. This is the crocodile cases, and this is what they used for the Les Paul Juniors and DC specials. On the original 50s examples where they used real crocodile, obviously the cases disintegrate quite easily, so you'll see Les Paul Juniors and DCs tend to be in replacement cases, but obviously this is a reissue from Gibson Custom. It's very well made. It feels so nice. I really like this material. So let's open up this beautiful lifting case and see what we have. There's the latch back there. Wow, look at that. So on the bench here we have a beautiful Les Paul Custom DC Cobra. And this is one of the special runs that they were doing with flamed tops, so it does give off a little bit of like a PRS vibe. Obviously we'll get some better shots of this bad boy when we're back in the studio with the better lighting. The lighting in here isn't amazing. So let's have a look what we get inside this guitar. So as you can see, we get the Gibson Custom COA. This basically authenticates your Gibson product. You also get some kind of repro case candy and leaflets. This guitar came from Anderton's originally. Obviously we've got this in second hand, so you've got Captain Lee there, and obviously the checklist that they do. And of course no unboxing would be complete without the silica gel pack. So the strings on this example are brand new, so I'm not going to bother changing them as that would be a bit wasteful, but I am going to still condition the fretboard and clean it up because it could do with that. So I'll time lapse this now. And whilst I'm doing that, make sure to subscribe. Make sure to let us know in the comments below if you're enjoying this new segment to our videos where we clean up the guitars, change the strings and show you the pickups. Let us know in the comment section below. So yeah, I just went over some lemon oil over this guitar on the rosewood fingerboard to condition it, as well as some guitar polish on the guitar, but this was in pretty good condition from the previous owner. I'm now just opening up the pickups to see what we have inside. So as you can see, we've got a set of PAF pattern apply for humbuckers. These will be the Gibson Custom Shop custom buckers. These are unpotted and have a really nice PAF tone. As you can see there, you've got the long neck tenon, which is what you want to see on these vintage reissues. Obviously we've got the maple top and the mahogany body at the bottom there. You can see that lovely wood grain. This is do have a little bit of debris or something in the finish here, which obviously isn't great to see. It's not as clean as that Les Paul Custom that we got in the other day. So now that we've cleaned up this amazing Les Paul DC, let's take it down to the studio and run down the specs. So we have a 1 piece of mahogany for the body, and then we have a figured 2-piece flamed maple top. As you guys can see, it's finished in a beautiful finish called Cobra Burst. I love this finish. I used to own a Les Paul Cobra, one of the original runs from 2011, I think. It was a spin-off from the Black Widow series, and it was released by Sam Ash. But that finish is so cool. It's a really cool finish, and if you haven't seen one in person, I'd really highly recommend checking it out. It looks like a snake because not only do you have the grey and the black, but you also have areas where the finish goes slightly more natural, where it's been sanded through, and where the flame of the maple kind of sticks out more. So you get a very 3D texture, and it does look a lot like a snake skin, which is really cool. The fact that that is also then paired with the classic Junior crop case is, again, a really cool thing. It looks like snakeskin all over. It's a very vibey looking guitar. So that being said, we have a long neck tenon construction on this one, so it's very vintage indeed. And then we have the special pick guard, which is the Les Paul special pick guard, and then we have 2 custom Booker Alnico free pickups. We have a nitrocellulose Voss finish with the vintage patina. Our binding is 3 ply on the body and 1 ply white on the neck. This guitar has the 60s slim taper, and this slim taper is very, very slim. Like, it feels like a very tiny neck on this guitar, which is quite strange with it being a vintage feeling guitar. I'd prefer more of a 59 profile as you'd usually get on Les Paul Juniors. Fingerboard radius is 12 inches, and we have the authentic medium jumbo frets. We have a solid mahogany neck on this one, and we have an Indian rosewood fretboard with pearloid dots. We've got 22 frets, and our nut width is 1.687 inches. Now let's talk about the hardware. So we have nickel hardware on this one, but as it is a Voss finish, it is rubbed down a little bit, has a little bit of a compound on it to make it look a little bit more aged. So we have nickel hardware. Our tuning machines are the Grover kidney bean ones. These are the Rotomatic tuners, very good tuners indeed. This is a vintage style guitar, so we have an ABR1 bridge drilled directly into the top and an aluminium stop tailpiece. We have an amber switch tip on this one, and of course we have 2 500k CTS pots for the volume, and then we have a 3-way switch. So that's just about everything that goes into this Les Paul DC Cobra Burst. It's a confusing guitar, but it does look very cool, and I do like the case. Is it going to sound like a Les Paul or a Les Paul Special? Well, I guess we'll find out. So let's go to the tone demonstration, plug her in, and see how she sounds. So welcome to the tone demonstration of this Les Paul DC in a beautiful Cobra Burst. This may be a confusing guitar model by Gibson, but does it sound any good? Well, I plugged it into my Kemper profile using my AC30 tone, the tone that I use for most of these videos. Let's start on the neck pickup. I used this tone in the intro, playing the How Deep Is Your Love track by the Bee Gees, so let's play that now and see how it sounds. Let's hit the second position now. Nice range of tones. It doesn't sound like a Les Paul. It doesn't sound like a Les Paul Special. It has its own thing going on, and obviously we can see the PRS kind of influence here with the double humbuckers, obviously the double cut shape which Gibson invented, but it does look very PRS-like, and I do find these guitars a little bit confusing, if I'm being completely honest, just like I mentioned it previously in the video. I just don't know who these are for. I mean, you have humbuckers. There'd be a great punk rock guitar, so maybe like a Billy Joe Armstrong type character would like this type of guitar. But I think you need P90s in a guitar like this, personally. But let's hear the bridge pickup. This, again, is just the custom buckers. on the overdrive channel now. Let's hear this bridge pickup in action. So I think I've definitely found what this guitar is made for, and that is punk rock, Green Day, that type of thing. I was actually on my phone today looking at the Gibson garage in Nashville, and on the Instagram page, Billy Joe actually picks up one of these guitars.
Yeah, dude.
So obviously it must be kind of directed towards that punk kind of, pop punk market. It does sound really good on that bridge pickup. It has a really nice kind of custom bucket tone. You do have to push the amp quite a lot though. These quite low output pickups. But let's hear another classic Green Day riff. Of course, Les Paul Specials and Juniors are known for how good they deal with fuzz tones. So let's see how this DC with the humbuckers reacts with them. Really nice on that bridge pickup. So guys, we're at the end of another video. Before I go into my personal rating and review of this guitar, make sure to go down into the comment section below and leave your thoughts down below. If you own any Gibson Les Paul DCs, let me know as well. I'm really intrigued to hear about what you guys think of these guitars. Also, whilst you're down there, make sure to leave a like rating, that really helps us, and hit subscribe to be a part of Squealing Pig Guitars. It's free, just hit the button down below and turn on the notification bell to be notified when we make a new post. So yeah, what is my rating on this Les Paul DC? As you guys know, the title of this video suggests that this guitar is very confusing, and I completely agree with that statement. This is a very confusing Les Paul. It's kind of a Les Paul, it's kind of an SG, it's kind of a PRS, it has humbuckers. It's a big hodgepodge, a big melting pot of different specs from Gibson. It's a very unique and unorthodox guitar. So you have to be that type of player if you're going to buy one of these. You're going to have to like vintage feeling guitars, but not want a vintage reissue guitar, if that makes sense. Because obviously this guitar didn't exist until 2010. So that being said, it feels a little bit like a PRS, and it feels a little bit like a Les Paul Special, but with a really small neck. Personally, I think they should have gone with the flamed maple top, which looks really cool, but stuck with P90s and given it a 59 profile on the neck, and I think a lot more people would pick these guitars up. The way it's spec'd out at the moment is lending itself more to a punk guitar and more of a shredder guitar because of the smaller neck shape, the humbuckers, and of course, yeah, that's basically who I'd market this towards. It's a higher gain guitar and it looks the part for a rock band. If you're a traditionalist, you're definitely not going to like all these modern specs that they've added to it, so it definitely is a very unique guitar. But at the end of the day, that's what a custom shop should be for, making a very individual guitar, a guitar that's a very niche item. So I do think that these guitars may have been a bit of a flop when they released, but some people will like them. Personally, I wouldn't go out and buy one of these guitars. It's not what I see in a Les Paul. If I wanted a junior shaped guitar, I'd just go for the P90s, as that's what I associate with a Les Paul Junior. If it's got humbuckers, I'm gonna go for an SG or a Gibson Les Paul, and that's just my personal opinion. But as I said, guys, you're all welcome to leave your comments in the comment section below and tell me what you think of this instrument. I'm going to rate this guitar a 4 out of 10 for today's video. It's not for me. The only thing that's pulling the numbers up is the amazing flame top. Looks incredible. I love a Cobra finish. And obviously it does sound good, but it wasn't for me. The neck was too slim. I didn't find it that comfortable to play, and unfortunately, I know I've given quite a low rating today, but we are honest in these videos, so this is my opinion, so I'll be expressing that today. But thank you so much for checking into this video. I really hope you've enjoyed checking out this Gibson Les Paul DC. We've got so many cool guitars coming in this week, which I can't wait to show you, so make sure to check out the daily uploads on this channel, Monday to Friday, every single week here at Squealing Pig Guitars. But I'll see you tomorrow for another episode, but until then, keep rocking, guys. I'll see you soon.